Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. If you are new to this channel, we do Chargers content. Only Chargers content, and we aren't hiding it. We are Lions fans. You see the Lions helmet, you see the Hutch jersey, you see the Barry Sanders ball, but we also love Michigan because we're from Michigan. We love U of M. You see the Nico Collins jersey. You see the Harbaugh signed picture back there. So naturally, we love Harbaugh. We're thankful we saw what he did at U of M, which might be one of the most difficult places to win a national championship. I know that sounds weird. Just trust me on this one. And he did it, and now that's exactly what he's doing with the Chargers. So we're here for the ride. If you haven't already and you've watched multiple videos, please hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you as part of this. So the Chargers got multiple, two good signings and a good news, from a draft compensation point. They got one compensatory pick, and I will explain to you what compensatory picks are, all that kind of stuff in just a second. But let's first talk about which players they are bringing back as exclusive rights free agents. So they are bringing back Cameron Dicker, all right, Dicker the kicker, and Foster Sarell as exclusive rights free agents. One of these is a much bigger deal to me than the other. I like Sarell. I like kind of the what he could be as being such a young, undrafted, undrafted player out of Stanford. He's only 25, but kickers are people too, and having a good kicker is a big deal. It is a big deal, especially when they're as young as Cameron Dicker. He is a young, good field goal kicker. Last year, he was 31 of 33 field goal attempts, and he was a perfect 35 of 35 from his PATs. The guy absolutely understands how to do it. He was 7 of 9 from beyond 50. He did not miss under 50. That is a big deal, and you are going to have him cheap. All right, cheap, because as an exclusive rights free agent, one thing that you have to realize is that they are no longer awarded or allowed to deal with anybody else, all right? So they are not allowed to negotiate with any other clubs, so they will be back with the Chargers roster once they sign their tenders, all right? If you look into the year before where he played in 10 games, he extend that out for his career. He's 50 of 53, 57 of 57 extra points. He is honestly about as good as it gets. Sarell played in 24 games for the Chargers. He made 3 starts in 2022 and appeared in every game as a reserve in 2023. All right, let's talk about Foster for a little bit. He played very few snaps last year, 38 at right tackle and then 10 at tight end, which is just you bring him in to be an extra blocker on the offensive line. All right, run blocking grades, not great. Again, small sample size. When we go into last year, still not great. Much larger sample size. So this one doesn't really move the needle for me, but clearly they see something and potential in him. It's good to have depth on the offensive line, and if you end up not keeping him, that's okay. You end up not keeping him. I do want to talk for a second before I get into the compensatory pick. I do want to get into the importance of having a good kicker. I understand it's boring to talk about kickers and all that kind of stuff. The Detroit Lions, the team that I love, right? Don't get me wrong, I like the Chargers too. Powder blues, beautiful. All right? Powder blues and Honolulu blues, it doesn't get any better. I always say that. All right? And I promise you that Nico Collins jersey is good down there, but I'm also looking for a Chargers Jim Harbaugh jersey because I think that's the coolest thing in the world. And so here's the thing. With the Lions, we went from Eddie Murray, who is a phenomenal kicker, to Jason Hanson, who is a tremendous kicker. Honestly, in my opinion, one of the best to ever do it. And then we got Matt Prater, who is a phenomenal kicker for 6-7 years. And then after Prater, it's been a revolving door of nonsense for us. To the point where, and Dan Campbell never said this, and we've re-signed Badgley again, all right? But to the point where we had a couple of times where we went for it on 4th down in the NFC Championship game when we probably could have kicked a long field goal, and a lot of that is the wonderings of if we had a better kicker, would we have? It is so nice to be able to reward every good drive with points. And you're not always going to get in the end zone. So when you have a guy that is 50 of 53 in his career, when you have a guy that is 31 of 33 from his career, when you have a guy, and you know what? I'm going to check the 2022 stats, all right? Yep. When you have a guy that has never missed from under 50 yards in his career, which is a year and a half, I get it, then you know that if your offense puts together a good drive, it will end with points. You know at the end of the game, if you are in good position, he will get it done. That is why it is so important to have a good kicker. It's important. And when you find a way to get one, don't let him go. So you have his exclusive rights. You can sign him to a big contract later if you need to. Go for it. All right, let's move into this compensatory pick. All right, NFL finalized their compensatory picks for the 2024 NFL Draft with the LA Chargers adding one pick in the 7th round. They will get pick number 253. Okay, that is way down there. All right, that is way down there. They're in the 7th round. They got the first pick of those, but it's almost the last pick of the draft. So don't sit here and be super excited. All right, they're receiving the pick for I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say that. They are receiving the pick. I've done this before. You can only laugh at yourself. I'm so sorry. All right. For losing free agent Drew Tranquill last offseason, he signed with the Chiefs. After a few seasons with the Chargers, he helped KC win the Super Bowl this past season. Blah, 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 blah. He got 2 tackles. Yay, nobody cares. We care because we get a pick. All right. So I got a couple things for you as we close out this video. First is a question for all of you. Is there any upside in your mind to Foster at tackle? Can he become not necessarily a guy that's going to become a starting tackle, but can he become a reliable backup tackle on this team? That's my question number 1. Question number 2, how happy are you with Dicker the kicker? Because I think he's phenomenal. And when you have one, keep it. And don't get me wrong, the big leg is important. And he's got a pretty good leg. He really does. He really does have a pretty good leg, but accuracy is everything. So how do you feel about that? All right. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun doing this channel this first month that we've had it. The response from all of you Chargers fans has been awesome, whether you're in San Diego, whether you're in LA, or whether you're anywhere around the country. This has been really great to be able to join Charger Nation, bolt up, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.